Hi everyone, stickyhan here, and today we are going to be looking at the Creation Club item Dead Man's Dread. Now this seems to primarily be kind of a quest line that you can add on, for some more fun in Skyrim, but I do believe that it technically includes a player home as well. It also includes 2 new weapons, multiple new outfits, and of course, as it says, a naval home. So it's a kind of all-in-one package. You get some new gear, you get you get a new player home, and you also get some more hours of fun in the game. So let's go ahead and see what this is all about. In order to begin Dead Man's Dread, you will have to activate the quest, the Restless. The quest will start you off by sending you to the Winking Skeever in Solitude to find a book that's just haphazardly laid on a table. It will then send you to the prison, and you'll have to talk to the guard and convince him to let you into the cell. That was a crew member who visited Blackbone Isle, and his entire ship, basically, you find out through the note on this table here, died, and he was the only one who survived by basically being a coward. Then it tells you to look at this loose brick to find yet another item, and you are able to get to a boat to head off to Blackbone Isle. Now, once you get to Blackbone Isle, you go inside, and there is a huge cavern with the ship and a bunch of skeletons surrounding the ship. You obviously will have to kill all of the skeletons in order to get into the ship, and you're looking for a sword and an outfit that was part of the ship here. It has lore value, basically, is the initial goal here. So you have to go through. The ship's a little confusing because there are a lot of rooms, and essentially you just want to go down the stairs and keep fighting until you get those items. And then as soon as you get those items, the ghost from the ship show up after the skeletons, and then you have to kill all of the ghost, which we show here a little bit. Now, afterwards, there really isn't anything indicating like what you do next. You know, you murder everybody and then that's it. But if you go back to any town, a courier will find you and say they have a note for you, which you can take a look at. And it's basically just like, hey, you can turn that boat into a home. Alright everyone, so we completed the Dead Man's quest line, and now we should be able to have the ship be a player home based off what was told in the note we received when we went back to the city. It does appear that the ghostly remains are still here. But let's just go ahead and do a quick little tour again of the outside. Obviously, we did get a little bit of a look of it, during our initial playthrough, but let's just take a closer look. So it looks like most of the aesthetic is still about the same. Doesn't really seem like too much changed on the outside here. We have a grindstone we can use, and then it looks like, yeah, about all of this is the same. This lockbox is still even locked. So let's go ahead and see what we can snag in this. I did notice when we were initially playing through that it seems like there's quite a bit of loot in this on this map. So if that's something you enjoy, then that's certainly a plus there. But I know sometimes people feel that that's in a way cheating. However, I feel like it has a different tone when it's technically a part of a quest line. You didn't just, I mean, sort of. You did have to fight people and make your way into earning this, not necessarily just purchasing the home. Okay, it says completed, claim Dead Man's Dread. So let's see if the home looks any different. It really doesn't so far, but this is just the entrance. So you walk in, obviously, and we have our sort of a main lobby area here. It looks like all of these ghostly remains are still hanging out here. Honestly, it's starting to look like pretty much everything is about the same. These tables are still strewn about here. We do have a Shrine of Archay. You have an Amulet of Archay and some black soul gems. The Doors of Spirit, a book. So let's continue on. And then we'll take a look in this room real quick. It does still look about the same. Everything pretty much seems the way we left it. It doesn't overly seem like anything changed once we've claimed this home. Which is fine, you know. I would be interested if you can have children in this game. Maybe that's something I should go check here soon as well. So it looks like you have quite a few bedrooms, which obviously, like, it makes sense based off the, you know, what the home is and where it was initially supposed to be. But it is a little, pointless because obviously we can't use all of these weapons. So you have an anvil, you have a workbench, and you have a grindstone inside. It seems like the only thing we might not have on the ship is a smelter. So that's something to take into consideration. Let's see if any of these are usable. No. But this is obviously kind of your, I don't know, sort of a dining area of sorts. And then let's see, we have like, yeah, you have some overturned chairs, some books. Now, I don't think these are shelves you can use or activate. These are simply what's on here is on here. Now, I'm sure you can take the books. We have an empty strong box. Okay. Go ahead and take this loot here. Oh, picking up that emerald picked up all that gold as well, it seems. Or dropped it, actually. Can we get that last piece? Apparently not. So this is your kind of crafting area. So you definitely have some loot here. They give you some ingredients, potions. You have an alchemy lab and a enchanter. You got some barrels to store stuff in, an end table. You do have a satchel here. And then you have these end tables and cupboards here. So, reasonable storage. I wouldn't say, I mean, the enchanting or the alchemy table seems like decent enough storage. Like, I would be satisfied with the end table and the satchel and even the barrel. The enchanter doesn't necessarily feel like it has an overwhelming natural storage, but this isn't too bad over here. We already, I believe, peeked in there, or actually I don't think we did. So just another bedroom. And let's go ahead and head downstairs. Okay, all of these ghostly remains are still here. Alright, and you have your bar area. If we go in here. Okay, so this is where your cooking pot is. You have a cupboard you can use here. Sort of a bar. Okay. Interesting. And then we'll walk over here. What was over here? More beds. Some cupboards. And yes, this is the a random bottle of poison, of course. This is the brig. You have some sacks there. You have a wood chopping block that you can use. That's kind of nice having that in here. And then I believe the only area that we are missing is going to be your main... I would assume this would be, like, obviously the player room, your main player home. So you have some shelves that, once again, doesn't really look like you can interact with. Empty barrels, sacks you can utilize, a cupboard you can utilize. You can use the mannequin, it appears. Another cupboard, dresser, a knapsack. There's some good storage in here, so that's always a plus. You have a dresser over here. You, of course, have your strong box. You have a weapon plaque. And you have a safe here. You have a dresser here. Some more loot we'll just go ahead and take. And, of course, a chest here. Go ahead and take that. And then your bed. So, all in all, I would say that this has to be one of the worst player homes I've seen from a creation club. I mean, genuinely, this is pretty bad. It definitely feels lazy, is I guess what I would say. It feels lazy, and I don't know what this glitch is with the gold falling to the floor. That's just weird. Not that that's a huge thing, but this does not feel like any sort of player home I would actually want to use. It's very scattered, it's messy, you can't change or improve anything, it doesn't appear. You know, you don't have any usable book spaces, not that you could, of course you can always just store those in like a cupboard or something if you want. You can make do. But it just does not feel like a player home. I mean, you have things scattered about, you know, your cooking pot being back here in this messy sort of room. Nothing feels quite right. You know, it's all scattered throughout the ship, and I really don't like that feel, myself at least. These bedrooms don't make sense. I would have to say I'm just very dissatisfied with this as a player home. This does not feel like a great player home. Now, if you're really into playing perhaps a pirate role play or something along those lines, sure, maybe you make it work. But I would say this is best as a small, maybe little quest. Although, to be perfectly honest with you, the quest wasn't really that invigorating either. So I suppose for me, as a recommendation of like, would I suggest this creation club to anybody else? I would have to say no. This is not really beneficial. I mean, the only thing that I'm enjoying from this right now is the loot. I guess if you are really just wanting some loot, but I mean, that's not exactly worth spending real world money to me, just to get some Skyrim loot. So otherwise, I would put a big fat fail on this, and I would say save your money. Do not purchase this player home. It's not worth it. It's really not worth it. So that's my take. I hope this helped you out. If it did, please go ahead and like this video, and of course don't forget to subscribe so you can stay in the loop for all of my future content. Otherwise, I hope to catch you on the next video, and yeah, game on.